Okay, day 8, penultimate day. I learned that word from my granny. Second to last day. We're going to get through 6 questions. I'm going to start with questions 7, 8, and 9. Question 7, I'm not going to do too much of it for you, but kind of just give you some direction. We've got this diagram here, and Henry is going to ride to school. Now, it says on the way to school, he cannot ride through the park, okay? So maybe he can on the way home. So you have to choose between route A and route C to see which way he should go to school. Now, counting these is piece of cake, right? It's easy to count how many sections that is, and each is 100 yards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 900 yards. Okay, so that's easy. But what happens when you come to one of these that's at an angle? Well, what I'm going to let you know, and this is about all I'm going to say, is turn this angled line into a right triangle. So go over and up, and then guess what? This becomes C, this becomes A, and this becomes B, and you have to use the good old Pythagorean theorem to figure out the length of this side. And then obviously you would count this, and after you've counted all of those, and figured out C, you know the length of this route. And then do the same over here. Be careful, this is kind of a long, almost straight line, but it is a diagonal, so you would have to, once again, set up a right angle and figure out those lengths. So adding these 3 lengths together gets me the length of that route. So you need to see which one is shorter. And then on the way home, you're obviously going to have to figure out the route through the park too and see if that is any shorter. All right. The second question is just solving an equation. All right. You have 3x plus 2 plus 5x equals 16. And one of the things that we've taught you before you even start to solve is, can you simplify? So can you use the distributive property to get rid of parentheses, or can you combine like terms? And obviously a 3x and a 5x you can. So if we combine those, we have 8x plus 2 equals 16, okay? And then what you need to do now is realize that I've got to get x by itself. So how do I get rid of this 2? What do I do on both sides? And then how do I get that x by itself? Now the last one is 2 triangles. And the 2 triangles have been a series of translations, rotations, reflections to get from triangle 1 to triangle 2. And then they're asking, what is the measure of angle x? So once again, this is one of those situations where we don't necessarily have to do any extensive calculations. We just have to be able to match one angle with the other. Now with triangles, what is easy to determine is, if you notice this x, this is the angle that's in between the 8 and the 7. Well, here's my 8 and here's my 7, and here's the angle that is in between. So I need to find this angle. Well, they gave us 57 and 42, and what do I know about all the angles of a triangle? 180 degrees, that's right. So if you subtract 57, and then you also subtract 42, you should be able to figure that one out. Hope that helps. Keep working hard.